I hope you have your workbook next to you now and that you're all warmed up for these workshops, because it's time to start working on your target client. And if you've been running a salon for a while or been working in a salon for a while, you probably have a pretty clear picture in your head on who it is that you want to serve. You might even have some example clients that you really enjoy working with that is kind of will become your target client, and that will make this exercise so much easier for you. But if you're just starting out new, you might not have that, right? So then we need to come up with that here and draw what we believe is the right target client for our business. But if you're new and you will be learning more about your client, you might want to come back and revise that as well as you kind of learn more about your clients. But you know, that's what we're going to focus on now, and this is important for many reasons. So, you know, when you speak to everyone, you speak to no one. That's just how it is. It's not possible for us, even if we would like for everyone to love us, that's not possible. So we need to be clear on, you know, who it is that we want to reach, because when we are clear on that, and we have that person in front of us in our mind when we draft our communication and create our brand, that's going to make our brand and messages resonate much better with her than when we just try to be generic and general and, you know, relevant for everyone. So what I would say on this point is also that, you know, it's good to be choiceful here and really focus on your target client. What you will see is that just because you're kind of shifting your message to focus on just your target client, you know, that doesn't mean that other people will not be attractive to you, right? They will for sure be, even if, you know, that was not the person that you had in mind and so on. So it just helps you become more single-mindedly in your overall communication when you're clear on that person, on who that person is that you're talking to. So there's a few more benefits. So first one is kind of what we just talked. Avoid diluting your message when trying to please everyone, because that's what's happening. If you're trying to please everyone, you will kind of dilute the message and the voice of your brand. So that's what we want to avoid. And when you're clear on who it is that you want to get into your business, into your chair, into your spa, you know, that's when you actually start getting those clients that you really want as well. So that's another benefit coming out of it. It will also help you in your marketing. So in other courses, like when we've completed this one and further down the line when we look at marketing activities, you will see how this can also help you when you know who you want to target, because you don't need to spend your budget trying to reach everyone, right? You can really spend your marketing budget on reaching the ones that are most relevant for you. So there's also cost efficiency there. It also helps you in your mindset. So it's quite easy, you know, if we run a business that we start to look at, you know, what is competition doing, okay, and we start to react to all these different trends and what the other people are doing, when what we really should be doing is focusing in on serving our target client. That's the kind of mentality that we want to have in our business, right? So when we are clear on who that person is, it will be easier for us to kind of stay client-centric and focus on serving her versus like looking at what you know, competition is doing and trying to react to all the other things. And finally, as we will see in one of the upcoming lessons when we talk about brand positioning, the target client you choose for your business will also be a differentiator for you. So it could be that, you know, you're having the same type of proposition in terms of what you deliver in your business, but if you're targeting, you know, a higher spend client versus kind of a, you know, bargain hunter client, or then you will have a different positioning as well with your brand, right? So also the target client that you choose to go after will also help you in your overall positioning of the brand as well. So that's just some of the benefits that is coming out of, you know, when you define clearly who your target client is. So how do we do that then? How do you describe who your target client is? So there's a couple of things, you know, now as we go and we start working on this, that I would like to make sure that you include in this description of your target client. So the first one is demographics. So demographics is really like the quantifiable pieces of information that you have on your client. Things like, you know, what's the age, gender, you know, marriage status, and, you know, these things that are kind of quantifiable. And demographics helps you to, you know, for example, it helps you to segment your audience. So now I'm talking like marketing activities. So if you're gonna do, you know, Facebook advertising, or, you know, if you're gonna run any type of advertising, you can use your demographic to kind of narrow down that audience using these quantifiable measures to kind of say, okay, this is the group of people that I want to go after. Being clear on the demographics also helps you when you're going to assess the size of the market, because you want to make sure that the target client that you're going after that there's enough of them, right? That you know, you're not communicating to something that is so niche that you will only have really a few true fans, right? You want to make sure that it's like big enough for it to be kind of meaningful, a meaningful group of people to go after. And that's also where demographics can help you understand, you know, in the town that you are, how many you know, women is it within that age range, you know, and you can sort of slice that audience to see, okay, my target audience that I'm going after is like big enough for my salon or for my spa or barbershop to have people to serve. And the other part of, you know, when you describe your client is psychographic. So psychographic is really like personality traits and attitudes, aspirations. It's the things that tells you, you know, what motivates this person that you're targeting, you know, what is important to her, and you know, what does she get attracted to. And you know, knowing those things will help you a lot in terms of your branding. Like, what are the messages you should be putting forward when you know, what is it that really she aspires to and that she is attracted to, and you know, what motivates her to make a buying decision or to book you the first time. You know, when you start understanding these type of psychographics, that will help you more in terms of like how you craft your messaging and how you're communicating your brands. Whereas again, demographics is more kind of how you can slice that audience to assess the size of it and to kind of target those people in the right way with your marketing and so on going forward. And what I would say here is also make this as vivid as possible when you do this exercise. So what I would suggest is actually to include a picture. If you have a client in mind that you know who she is and how she behaves. If not, you can also Google a picture that would represent, you know, what she would look like, that typical client. Because just having that, you know, vivid image in front of you, a visual interpretation of who she is, will also help you. You know, that's something you can have next to you when you're working on your branding campaign to kind of remind you, like, who am I really talking to here, to make sure that, you know, your message really resonates with her. When we're clear on those things, the demographics and psychographics, what we'll do in this exercise is try to just write this down in you know, a couple of paragraphs like this. Try to keep it kind of short and manageable, but where you include both the demographics and psychographics and a picture, ideally, that just creates a nice little summary, and where you get very precise on who is it that we want to target with our activities for our business. So here's an example, which could be something like, our target client is female, 30 to 45, with above average income. She lives a busy life managing work and her new family while trying her best to find time to take care of herself. She worries about sustainability of our planet and look for products and solutions that are kind to both her and the environment. You know, in here you'll find, you know, the demographics element. You also see what motivates her and what is her fears and worries, and you know, what's on her mind. So having something like this, it will for sure be different for, you know, for your business and who you want to serve, but having something like this will make it easy for you to kind of come back to and to remind yourself on, okay, who am I really trying to reach here, you know, when you're crafting that next I don't know, email newsletter or, you know, advertisement, as we say in the US. And you know, that will just help you have that clear in front of you. It can also help you if you're working with other people on your brand, like with an agency or with, you know, internal staff as well, to be able to kind of share that in a simple way, like, this is the person that I want to communicate with. So that's it. That's your target client. I hope that's clear. You know, there's no need to overcomplicate this. Think about the demographics and psychographics and try to get as kind of clear as possible. You know, if you write one short paragraph, if you need 2 paragraphs, that's also okay. I mean, the point is just to not like write a 2-page document describing this client, because that's not very easy to work with, you know, later on. So you want something that is to the point and really describes who she is. And again, I recommend you go and find an image either on Google, or if you have a picture of a client that really is representing who that person is that you want to go after, you know, use that image as well together with that 1 paragraph or 2 paragraph describing your client, and you will have a perfect definition of your target client, which will help you a lot as we move forward and work on your branding.